How would you describe the difference between death metal and black metal?
Fundamentally, it's this. The objective is different. Death metal wants to basically, like, crush shit. Black metal's this more, like, cathartic, emotional thing. Whereas death metal's pure, like, often very mechanical, very, like, guerrilla. That part of me that just wants to, like, break stuff when I'm mad at things, that comes out in death metal. But the part of my soul that feels forlorn and sad comes out in black metal.
And it's mainly European anyway. Coming from the ice mountains of Norway or what have you is very different culture and very different background experiences as opposed to like sunny Florida.
And for those who just think all of this stuff sounds ridiculous and crazy, you know, there actually is a very key characteristic vocal difference. Death metal tends to have more a low register, like grunt, growl, whereas black metal has this higher register, like shriek, rasp to it. They're both instantly identifiable, but there is, of course, fusion and middle ground between the few genres, because heavy metal in all its forms now has been around going on 50 years. So the two genres of black and death metal are sometimes together called extreme metal, and they kind of go with more the heavier side of thrash. Thrash is like the big nexus point for heavy metal in the 80s, because it comes out of punk and old rock and old heavy metal, but then it goes into everything, you know, that has aggressive distorted guitars on it pretty much. Early black metal works like Venom and Bathory have a lot of thrash elements to the musicianship. As do early death metal works such as like Death, for instance, or, you know, most of the Florida scene, Possessed. The directions the two genres evolved both went a few different ways. Death metal went a lot towards like instrumental extremity, where it's like trying to basically play the craziest music humanly possible. Whereas black metal, a lot of it went in this much more like atmospheric, hypnotic, and ambient direction, where now we're not talking about like riff-based songs like, you know, Slayer would have made or something, but we're talking about more, you know, it has more in common with like post-rock or shoegaze or something. And even before black metal consciously started doing that, earlier works of pure black metal already had some of those elements, such as like Burzum's records, I think. People often will put in, and when they make a new band, they'll want to say they're a new genre. So you'll get like symphonic pirate metal or something. I don't consider that a real genre, you know. I'd say like of legitimate genres in metal, there's probably like 7. Yeah, it's a fair amount, like major groupings. Each of those has their variants, though. You know, there's actual genres with a real history. So there's maybe this is educational.
A little briefing.
You know?
Amoeba.